What is going on, Pats Nation? You guys already know who it is. Patriots Global here, back with another video, and in this one, I want to talk about who The Athletic thinks is going to break out for the Patriots in the 2022 season. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you guys leave a big like on this video, subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. Whether you're a fan of the team or not, you want to get your fix on this team, so that you know what to expect from the Patriots, whether you like the team or whether your team is going to be going up against ours, because once the season starts, I'll be doing game-by-game analysis. And while you're at it, make sure you guys let me know in the comment section below who you think is going to break out in the 2022 season. But for those of you who know The Athletic, they are a website. They talk all about sports, whether that's the NFL, NHL, NBA, you name it, they're making, posts and articles about it. But for this one, they went and they gave a prediction on which player from each 32 NFL teams is going to break out for their team. Now, Jeff Howe actually picked this one for the Patriots. And if you know Jeff Howe, you know that he's a very reliable source for the Patriots. And he made this prediction here. And he said that, and you can probably already guess who, Patriots' second-year running back Rhamondre Stevenson is going to be that year two breakout player for the New England Patriots. And I actually did not see this one coming. I thought maybe Mac Jones, maybe Jonnu Smith, something like that. But out of all players on the Patriots, he decided to go with Rhamondre Stevenson. And I think that this is even more interesting because obviously Rhamondre Stevenson isn't the Patriots' number one running back at this, current point. Damien Harris, if you had to say there's an air quote lead back for the Patriots, you would say it's Damien Harris. And this is what Jeff Howe had to say in his part for the Patriots on why he thinks Rhamondre Stevenson is going to be the player that breaks out. He said, the 24-year-old running back has impressed everyone in Foxborough this spring, and he should get an increased opportunity to mix in with Damien Harris. Stevenson is a battering ram who has aspirations of becoming a three-down back. I'm not sure I'd expect him to overtake Harris or anything significant or eat into James White's snaps on passing downs, but Stevenson should see even more impressive should be even more impressive in his second season. Now, interesting fact, the Patriots had two running backs graded within PFF's top 10. They obviously did more running backs, but two Patriots players as running backs ranked within the top 10 here. One, Damien Harris, obviously, he was actually the second graded running back behind Jonathan Taylor. But Rhamondre Stevenson ranked as PFF's 10th best running back from the 2021 season. Now, he put up an overall PFF grade of 81.1, a receiving grade of 61.8, a pass blocking grade of 50.3, and a run blocking grade of 54.8. Now, Stevenson actually saw significant workload for a rookie, especially a rookie running back, while Damien Harris is currently still on the team. As a rookie, he put up 286 offensive snaps, while Damien Harris put up 424. And believe it or not, he didn't have too many less rush attempts compared to Damien Harris. Damien Harris had a total of 218 rush attempts, while Rhamondre Stevenson had 145. As a rookie, he was able to put up about 606 yards, 5 touchdowns, a long run of 21 yards, averaging 4.5 yards a carry, averaging about 50.5 yards a game. He averaged about 2.7 yards after contact per rush attempt and put up about 16 total broken tackles. And then even in the receiving game, he was targeted 18 times with 14 receptions and only 1 drop. Stevenson definitely started off the 2021 season, his rookie season, not so great, fumbling in the first game. He ended up being benched. He had a total of 2 fumbles on the year. We all know how Belichick is when his players are fumbling the ball. But he really came back in that absence of Damien Harris, because Damien Harris did have some, injury problems throughout the season, in which Rhamondre Stevenson did get called up, and he really started to perform. I mean, we saw games where it was Damien Harris as your lead back, and then games where Rhamondre Stevenson was your lead back, and they both performed great. But that tandem of Damien Harris and Rhamondre Stevenson, that 1-2 punch, really excelled the Patriots' running game forward, and games where Ramondre Stevenson and Damien Harris were both on the field, the Patriots were winning games. In fact, I don't think there was a game that they lost. Once they had that 1-2 punch of Damien Harris and Ramondre Stevenson, they didn't lose a game. Again, make sure you underline, though, when they're both healthy. Now, I think it's really interesting that Jeff Howe did say that he expects Ramondre Stevenson to get a heavier workload, despite James White coming back, despite drafting Pierre Strong, despite drafting Kevin Harris, and despite, Damien Harris is still here. He is still that lead back. Now, I don't know if on a game-to-game basis I would expect Ramondre Stevenson to have as much snaps, but I do expect at the end of the season him to have played more snaps total than he did this season. I think from week 1 to, the following week of the NFL season, whether the Patriots make the postseason or not, I think Ramondre Stevenson is going to have more snaps. He's going to be a lot more heavily involved versus him as a rookie, where he was slightly getting thrown into things and then taken out and then thrown into things and then taken out. I think as long as Damien Harris is here, he is going to be that lead back, and he should be that lead back. But obviously, if injuries again do promote themselves, Ramondre Stevenson is going to be the guy that gets more looks because of it. I don't think Stevenson is going to be the guy that comes in on passing downs as long as James White is here, but I don't expect Pierre Strong to have a big role in his rookie season. I think that Pierre Strong is the type of guy that's going to come in year 2 when Damien Harris is potentially gone and start serving his purpose. I do also think, though, that the amount of snaps that Ramondre Stevenson is going to get could really also be based off of him and how much he takes that second-year leap. I think that we saw a lot of real promise from Ramondre Stevenson in that rookie season in every phase of the game. As a running back, I was actually really surprised as a pass-catching back and even as a blitz pickup running back. If he can take each phase of that game to the next level, he's obviously going to get more snaps because he can be utilized in a multitude of different ways. There is also some speculation going around that the Patriots' offensive scheme from a running back perspective could be changing. As we all know, the Patriots like to do a lot of runs vertically, but we're hearing that the Patriots' offensive scheme, especially with what they're doing, with the offensive line, they could be doing a lot more horizontal running plays, which if they do, I think the guy who could really benefit the most from that is going to be someone like Ramondre Stevenson, who likes to bounce most of his runs to the outside. But again, with that theory, only time is going to tell what the Patriots are really going to do. But what are your guys' thoughts on who The Athletic thinks is going to break out for the Patriots in the 2022 season? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember to leave a big like on this video and subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. But like always, I appreciate you guys for watching, and go Pats.